Well, hi there. Good evening. Welcome to the broadcast, 16th day of September 2023. Quite a chilly night from the capital city of Nairobi. We hope that you are doing well and you're keeping safe from wherever you're tuning in from. Welcome to the broadcast. You are watching EBN Weekend Edition. We've got quite a lot in store, but here are the day's top stories. President William Ruto tours the United States as he woos investors for technology and manufacturing.
3 months alone of protests, we lost 70 citizens who were shot point blank by police.
Ruto scored deep lane. Azimio analyzes 1 year of Ruto, says he performed poorly. 21 graves exhumed in Lari, Kiambu County to pave way for construction of roads in Githima village. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. You can watch us on Facebook and on YouTube on EBN TV. Let's get started. Now, Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party has termed the first year of President William Ruto's administration as a disastrous year for Kenyans. Azimio leader Raila Odinga, while speaking during the presentation of the assessment of the first year performance of the Kenya Kwanza regime by the Azimio Economic Council on Saturday, said the government had failed to implement the ambitious campaign promises it made to Kenyans. The opposition leader gave a scorecard of 30%, which is equivalent to D- to the current regime. Raila faulted the Kenya Kwanza regime for interfering with devolved functions and misuse of state organs, as he hinted at a different kind of anti-government protests.
3 months alone of protests, we lost 70 citizens who were shot point blank by police. That are possibly many more people. Within 3 months than we have ever lost in the last 10 years of demonstration. Surprisingly is that despite that unprecedented levels of brutality, the president and his deputy have lauded the police for doing so and have even said that they are going to protect them should anybody try to make them accountable. The converse of it is that when students and young people in Uasin Gishu said that they were going to demonstrate, unlike the reaction with Azimio, where our call for protest was immediately met with a warning and a cancellation of the demonstration, that did not happen and has not happened when demonstrations are called elsewhere.
Kwa upande ya miundo msingi, kwa upande ya barabara na kadhalika, wamekuwa wakizindua zile barabara ambazo zilitengenezwa na serikali iliyopita. Wamekuwa wanakimbia pande hii kuzindua miradi ya maji. Gharama ambao wanatumia kwenda kuzindua hiyo miradi ya maji hata inashinda pesa ambayo imetumika kutengeneza hiyo miradi. Kwa upande ya vijana, ajira bado imekosekana na vijana wanahangaishwa hapa na pale. Eneo zingine, kwa mfano mkoa wa kati, eneo hii ya mlima huko, vijana wanahangaishwa hapa na pale, ati wanaingia katika mambo ya ulevi. Vijana wanashikwa, wanapigwa, wanawekwa ndani. Ikifika saa 12 usiku ni kama wamerudisha ile hali ya hatari ya mkoloni. Na sisi tunasema hakuna kijana yeyote ambaye angependa kuingia kwa mambo ya ulevi bure. Vijana wanaingia kwa mambo ya ulevi kwa sababu ya ukosefu ya kazi, ukosefu ya ajira. Sasa wewe unaadhibu mtu na hujampatia namna.
Now, the Cabinet Secretary for Trade and Industry, Moses Kuria, has thrown strong verbal sparks at the opposition, blaming them for continuing to criticize the government following the increase in fuel prices. Kuria has asked the opposition leaders to stop using the new price to gain political advantage, reiterating that the president had no choice but to increase the price of oil following the increase in the cost of that product in the international market. He spoke at the University of Eldoret when he attended the agribusiness event as a special guest.
Sasa ukishinda kutoka asubuhi mpaka jioni, bei ya mafuta imeongezeka, si uchibe kisima yangu. Dunia mzima tunajua bei ya crude oil imeenda juu. Na kama wale watu wa Makerere wako na kisima, mimi niko tayari kuchiba kesho. Nionyeshe ngoma yako, niambie wewe chiba mafuta hapa ndio bei teremke. Na watu ni waajabu. Ile mambo tunaweza kufanya hawafanyi. Ile kujisajili wapewe fertilizer hawafanyi. Na hiyo tunaweza. Ile hatuwezi kama mambo ya mafuta ndio nalalamika. Sisi kwetu Ruiru tutaendelea na kufanya kazi kwa bidii. Sasa na hapa mfanye hivyo hivyo. Mambo ya kulalamika kila siku haitakusaidia. Sasa mwezi ujao watu wa hali ya anga wamesema kutakuwa na El Nino. Utasikia tu Ruto ameleta El Nino.
Now, where is the president? So President William Ruto has invited American technology companies to set up manufacturing operations and regional offices in Kenya. The president said Kenya has a conducive environment for investments in technology and manufacturing. The head of state was speaking when he met the Chief Executive Officer Tim Cook of Apple Company, Patrick Gelsinger of Intel, Google's Chief Financial Officer of Alphabet, Ruth Porat, Brad Smith, the Microsoft Chief Operations Officer, and other executives from Microsoft, Nike, Gap, and Levi Strauss in San Francisco, United States. He assured the investors that the government will carefully consider and address any concerns they may have to increase their confidence in Kenya. American companies expressed confidence in the country as an ideal investment destination. I hope you're
Sitoyo Lopokoit is right here with us. Give you his presentation of M-Pesa, the mobile money innovation that has transformed payments, challenged traditional banking services, and innovatively solved transactional security issues. M-Pesa is also Kenya's confident announcement to the world that we are ready, able, and willing to play in the big tech league. Kenya's high digital connectivity complements our people's entrepreneurship. In turn, this attracts venture capital to our economy. This is why Kenya defied a global slowing down of venture capital to record Africa's strongest growth in funds raised. According to the funding tracker, Kenya emerged second in venture capital funding, tying with Nigeria, whose population is 4 times ours, and handily beating Egypt and South Africa.
M-Pesa has over 50 million customers in 7 countries, is involved in 70% of Kenyans' transactions, powers over 5 million businesses, and catch this, 59% of Kenya's annual GDP flows through M-Pesa.
Now, a few days after President William Ruto announced the upcoming UDA party leadership elections nationwide, members of the party in Kakamega County have begun strategizing for the December elections. Kakamega Senator Boni Khalwale has expressed his support for the president's decision and emphasized the importance of conducting the elections in a proper manner to ensure the selection of deserving leaders. Khalwale has also urged individuals joining the party not to rush into leadership positions before formally resigning from the previous parties. Simultaneously, Khalwale has called on the party's Secretary General Cleophas Malala to avoid causing discord among UDA members in the Kakamega County.
Tunaunga rais mkono aliposema kwamba hakuna favored candidate. Kwa hivyo sisi kama interim officials hapa kwa county, we want to confirm that also in Kakamega, we have no favored candidates. The best man, the best woman to win and become our leader for each of the contestable positions. Tumesikia kwa umbali kwamba kuna viongozi wenye wameona vyama vyao havina harufu tena, havina maarufu tena. Hao viongozi, they are drifting towards UDA with open hands. Tunasema kama uongozi wa UDA hapa Kakamega kwamba members wa Kenya Kwanza ambao wako kutoka kwa vyama tanzi ya Kenya Kwanza, sio kuwa UDA, ikiwa wataamua kuungana na sisi, we have no problem. We are not saying we are seconding him in his proposal that his former party be dissolved. But we understand his concerns. The only advice we can give him is as follows. Kwamba, kwa maneno ya dissolution of parties, Mheshimiwa Malala, please stick to ANC. Wewe ambia ANC idissolve, lakini wachana na Ford Kenya. Wewe sio member ya Ford Kenya. Kule kwenye ulitoka ndio uko na sababu ya kuambia wote wakufate. Na ukifanya hivyo Malala, tutafurahi, tutakuunga mkono, uwe Secretary General at the national level, you will have done a very good job. But for as long as you come alone from ANC the way you are coming alone, unakuja hapa, we find it difficult to trust you. How can you be Secretary General and you are unable to support your former colleagues in ANC to come to the party where you have been elevated right up to the top? He has job to do. Let him do it. 2 months to go before the election. Afanye. Hatuna shida na yeye na tunamtambua.
The Deputy President's spouse, Pastor Dorcas Rigathi, has officially closed the ASK Jamhuri Grounds Rehabilitation Center for Drugs and Illegal Alcohol Addictions after being in operation for a month. The closure of the center comes after achieving the goal of rehabilitating 78 drug addicts who are now officially reunited with their families. Mrs. Rigathi has urged the nation to accept all those who are rehabilitated as a way to end their addiction.
Na nyinyi, you are my ambassadors. Mkienda huko nyumbani, tafadhali speak to your brothers, speak to your sisters, tell them hizo mavitu wanachukua sio poa, and it is destroying them. We want to change our community and we want to change our society. Tungetaka Kenya iendelee kuwa sober, si ndio? It is good that when we live here, we stay stuck together, and the bonds you have created, the peer group you have created, that which can support you, understand you, please don't leave one another. Support one another and do not let that chain be broken. Yes. Please don't mess, because I am coming for you to get you to do jobs. So you saw we had brought people who were coming to assess and see what kind of jobs they can give you. Yes. Please, when you go, continue to live as a community of the Dorcas Rigathi sons.
Now, over 600,000 persons have been registered in the ongoing Inua Jamii countrywide rollout, with 100,000 more slots to go. Labour and Social Protection Cabinet Secretary Florence Bor, while on a tour of Nyeri County, says the exercise set to end on September 30th will leave no persons in the vulnerable category out, reiterating that payments to persons under the program will continue being done by the 28th of every month.
Everybody came on the first week, because I think they were fearing that they'll be left out. So majority of them have been registered. We already have 600,000 in the system. We still have slots of about 100,000. So that should be able to be comfortably, the few that are still remaining can be brought on board. So you can see the registration has already done very well. Out of 700, we've already registered 600,000. The nyumba kumi to be able to tell us who are indoors, so that they can be supported to be registered where they are. I know we may not be able to facilitate, but neighbors to such individuals can help in identifying them, and so that you can be able to support them.
Just like we do on 100% transition from class 8 to secondary school, this is almost, it's a rule. It must be 100% achievement.
Where we have fewer staff, we may have challenges of money, but we are working together with the Ministry of Interior so that we can use the county commissioner and the teams up to the chiefs.
Mimi naona hii pesa itatusaidia kwa kuwa mimi huwa nakunywa dawa ya hypertension na diabetes. Kwa hivyo hizo madawa zote badala ya kuzibua mtoto si unatosha kujinunulia. Hakuna haja kupoteza hawa.
Mombasa County Government has rolled out Mombasa Care, which will see over 16,000 families in the county benefit from the program by enrolling in the NHIF. Mombasa Governor Abdul Swamad Sharif Nasir launched the program in Likoni sub-county as he promised more families will be included in the program. The county boss remitted 139 million shillings to NHIF, which will cater for the over 16,000 families, which has been hard for them to get proper health care.
Katika muda wa mwaka mzima yale ambayo kwamba nimeyafanya, nilizunguka hii ardhi, miguu haya yalikanyaga tope, vumbi na yakakanyaga kila sehemu ya Mombasa. Na nilipofika Likoni nikatoa ahadi ya kwa tutaweka program ya Mombasa Care, bima ya afya, ili watu wasiweze kuuza chao, watu wasidhalilike, watu wasiwe ni wenye kufanywa maskini, ama mtu awe anazoroteka kitandani kwa sababu hali yake ya mfuko haimruhusu. Hii leo niko hapa mbele ya wanalikoni walonibeba katika mgongo wao, iwe ni ushahidi. Watu wa NHIF wako hapa, fedha ya kwanza tumeweza kuwalipa tayari. Wajua mimi sipendi deni. Fedha za kwanza tayari tushawalipa waungwana. Na hii leo familia 16,094 ambao kwa uchache pamoja na mke ama pamoja na mume na watoto itakuwa ni binadamu 80,470 watakuwa ni wenye kwenda katika sehemu za afya bila ya matatizo yoyote.
Hospitals and health practitioners across the country have embarked on a mission to sensitize the public to the importance of physical medicine. Recently, during the World Physiotherapy Day in Nairobi, stakeholders held a walk that saw leading hospitals, including the Kenyatta National Hospital and the Nairobi Hospital, take part to highlight the significance of sports medicine.
The country as a whole has not had a sports rehabilitation center, and this center is a center that has a holistic approach to athletes and any sportsman management, where we have all the doctors, the physios, the nutritionists, the mental health specialists who come together and manage the athletes. That these athletes have got both musculoskeletal injuries, that is, for example, meniscus tears or ligamentous tears in many areas. For example, the shoulder, the knee, you find that some of them get small tears that can be managed. And what happens is, as I said, it's a holistic approach. The doctor will see, and then if there is one that needs to be done, repair, it is done, and we come here and rehabilitate those patients fully so that they can go back to their work or to their run.
Basically, it's also quite important in our setup for any clientele, any client that you see, whether it's somebody for sports, whether it's somebody who had very weak legs, maybe deconditioned because of being in bed for too long, then the machines are the ones which somebody can be started, because it is stable and static in one place. It helps build the strength of the legs, the strength of the trunk, and also is cardiovascular. So it also helps with the heart muscle build up and endurance.
A total of 21 graves have been exhumed and relocated to new graves to pave way for the construction of a 22-kilometer Mau Mau road in Gitithia village, Lari, Kiambu County, following court orders obtained by the contractor. Lari's sub-location assistant chief said the process of exhuming the bodies, which started last year, had been revived following the court order. Construction of the road was halted last year due to lack of funds. Families tasked with exhuming the remains of their loved ones expressed hope that they would receive the compensation of 50,000 shillings per grave as promised by the government. Dennis Mutawa, the project's social and health officer, said the relocation of the graves and the underground water pipeline would ease the challenges faced by the contractor along the 22-kilometer stretch of road linking Kiambu and Nakuru counties in Mai Mahiu town.
Hiyo maneno yote ilikuja last year, lakini vile walituambia tujitayarisha, hakuna kitu walitulipa na hakuna kitu tungepanga, ikiwa sisi tuliambiwa ati tutambomoa hii makaburi na tuondoe na tupeleke mahali pengine.
Hindered the process, the progress of works, but now, since now we are doing the relocation of graves today, we are also going to do the relocation of the waters, and then now the works will proceed as per the contract. We acquired the court orders last year during the previous regime, and already we have, cause at the moment in Mau Mau Lot 1A we have 38 graves. So far last year we relocated 5, and now in the process of relocating the 33 remaining.
Wakati tulipewa hii mashamba tulifikiria tu barabara ni ya kawaida, hakuna mahali itakuja isifanye nini ichukue mashamba yetu. Sasa wakati contractor alikuja akapima barabara, beacon mahali ilipitia na kipimo cha barabara mahali kilifikia, hapo ndio walisema barabara imefika hapo.
Now, nearly 30 families are counting their losses in Majimbo village, Embu County, after a fire destroyed their homes on Thursday night. Angry residents accused the Embu County Government Fire Brigade of negligence for failing to contain the fire, despite having a fire station 300 meters from the houses. Embu West Sub-County Police Commander Julius Kumbure said in a telephone interview that no one was injured, adding that the police had launched investigations to establish the cause of the fire. He noted that 14 structures were affected, but only 7 were completely destroyed by the fire. Kamiu Chief Sami Mugo appealed to well-wishers to come to the aid of the affected families, who he said will be accommodated at his office for the night.
Watu wa pikipiki, neighbors, wamejitolea kwa njia kubwa. Hapa tunaongea mambo ya watu kama 30 ambao wamechomekewa, hawana kwa kulala leo, hawana maguo za kuvaa, na ukweli tumeona hata kuna wanafunzi ambao kesho watakuwa wakienda shule.
Mpaka saa hizi tukijaribu kujua vile tutakavyowasaidia, maana kila kitu imechomeka. Kwa hivyo hawana nguo, hawana chakula, hawana kwa kulala, na pia tuko na watoto ambao wako ndani ya nyumba na kesho wanafaa kuamka kwenda shule. Ni huzuni sana kwamba serikali yetu ya kaunti wenyewe zimamoto ilikuja, lakini hata kama ilikuja haikuweza kufanya kama vile wananchi walitarajia. Hii nyumba ambalo ama hili jengo ambalo limechomeka, tuko 300 meters from the fire station ambayo iko hapa Manjimbo, inaitwa County Fire Station, iko hapa Manjimbo. Tuko 300 meters away from hiyo station, na gari ambayo ilikuja haikuwa na ile uzito wa kuweza kuzima ile moto. Kwa hivyo imekuwa hapa throughout ikijaribu kuzima, lakini nyumba imechomeka tu yote, bado wakingangana na kuzima.
Well, we do empathize with the people of Embu County, and we do hope that the county government will be able to get to the root of the matter as soon as possible. So that brings us to the first commercial break that we have to take here on EBN Weekend Edition. But stay with us. After the break, we have got much more on the other side, including whatever happened to the Red Devils this evening. Stay tuned for that.
With great love and joy, I especially welcome you to worship with us at Redeemed Gospel Church Buruburu. This is a true family church, a true spiritual home. Redeemed Gospel Church Buruburu is home to exuberant prayers, deep and true worship. a house of prayer that will leave you feeling refreshed. Our first service starts at 7:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. and our second service starts at 10:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. On Wednesdays, we have our midweek service from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and every Friday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. we have our night of glory. This is the church you have been looking for. This is the place for your spiritual growth and maturity. See you this Sunday and karibu sana.
Starting this Sunday, the 10th of September, and every other Sunday from 9 p.m., the Christian World Today. A look at what is happening in the Christendom. We look at revivals, controversies, persecutions, and in-depth interviews on issues affecting the church. Every Sunday from 9 p.m., Christian World Today with Frederick Njiri.
In a fast-paced world filled with distractions, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters: your relationship with God. Every Tuesday and Thursday, we take you on a transformative journey of building your faith, without which it's impossible to please God. A journey of introspection and discovery of who you are in Christ Jesus.
For you to walk with God, you should not crumble when you come under pressure. Kama umeokoka, sema umeokoka mpaka mbele ya president, mpaka mbele ya chief justice, mpaka mbele ya kila mtu. Hiyo ndio kuokoka ya ukweli. Kuokoka ya ukweli.
Enjoy a faith-filled environment of worship and ministry of the word every Tuesday and Thursdays from 9 a.m. with Reverend Felix Kevoy, exclusively on EBN TV.
That is the word of the Lord today.
All right, welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Samburu County Department of Roads, Transport and Public Works unclogged and widened Miami Estate drainage to ensure it drains water away from the Miami Estate in Maralal Town. The county government will unclog drainage of Maralal Town as a preparedness measure ahead of El Nino rains that have commenced. Roads and Transport Chief Officer Sarafino Lasangurikuri supervised the drainage improvement activity. Residents of Miami in Maralal Town faced a dire situation when the streams originating from Milimani through Loikas overflowed, inundating their homes.
So we are really prepared for the El Nino coming. We are strategically putting our resources and the best foot forward to see that we will get to the best situation that we are predicting. Serious damage because of Maralal Town that exists in a depression. I think for those who are around us, we know Maralal lies in a depression. Shida ya maji ambayo tumeona kwa siku mbili zilizopita, maji kubwa ambayo inakuja kulingana na vile Maralal Town imejengwa, ambao watu wameishi katika sehemu za maji, na ukiona sehemu ya mtaro tumeathirika tayari. Mahali maji inapita itakata mtaro na inakata hiyo karfat yetu zote zinaenda chini.
Nyandarua County Government has signed a 250 million shillings contract for the construction process of affordable houses. Lands and Urban Housing, Cabinet Secretary Zachary Njeru, speaking after signing the agreement, said the government plans to build 2,000 rooms in the second phase of the affordable housing program.
Na hapa tuko na mpango wa kujenga 2,000 units, 2,000. Na hiyo 2,000 kila mtu atapata kazi. Na ile tumesema na tena tunarudia, na governor, you must help us in this one. I like you a lot, but I want you to make sure that tumeambia contractor hataki watu kutoka kuajiriwa kutoka nje. Tunataka watu hapa wapate kazi. That many counties have not understood what this means. Unajua ukileta nyumba hapa, umeleta pesa hapa. Kwa maana hizi nyumba 100 vile president anasema kila wakati, hata nyumba moja ikiajiri kijana mmoja, I mean vijana watano. You already have got 500 youth employed. Na hizi nyumba zikija hapa, mimi nataka niambie nyinyi, these houses are affordable because kama nyumba ni 1.5 million, hata yule yuko kwa college au yule yuko university, hata mama wa mboga, hiyo kulipa kama 10,000 per month, they should be able to pay between 10,000 and 15,000 ili wapate hizi nyumba.
The National Lands Commission ignored Siaya and Busia county governments while leasing out part of Yala Swamp to a private developer. Siaya Governor James Orengo has said. Orengo says that the devolved units do not support the decision by the NLC to lease out over 3,000 hectares of the swamp to Lake Agro Company Limited for a period of 66 years. Speaking to the press outside his offices after he, together with his Busia counterpart, Dr. Paul Otuoma, chaired a joint meeting on Yala Swamp Ecosystem Plan, Orengo called for a review of the lease, adding that the public and other stakeholders' views must be taken into consideration. He said that Siaya and Busia share the same ecosystem and matters touching on the swamp must involve the residents and governments of the two counties.
Kama county government of Siaya, hatukubali kamwe ya kwamba tunaweza kumpatia mtu yoyote iwe ni idara ya serikali ambao si county ya Siaya ama iwe mfanyabiashara ardhi ya kiasi fulani. Na Yala Swamp tunawapatia hawa watu karibu ekari 3,000 na hiyo lizi ya miaka 66 lazima tuizungumzie tupate suluhu, lakini hiyo si kusema kwamba hatutaki investment.
Wale county commissioners ambao pia wanakaa katika ile disaster committee, so we are here also with our disaster team kuangalia kwamba ni nini tunafanya, na nafikiria niliguzia pale kidogo kwa sababu mmeona ile imefanyika katika nchi zingine, kama tumeona katika vyombo vya habari ile shida ambayo imekuwa kule Libya, na hata ile shida ambayo vile umesema ile tulikuwa nayo hapa hatuwezi kutaka irudie. So najua wamefanya kazi pale, lakini ni muhimu kwamba hii disaster team, hii joint community team ambayo tumeform, wataenda kule waone suitability kulingana na ile labda hali ya anga vile tunaipokea, so that waweze kutoa mapendekezo.
All right, in the world of sports, Vihiga United have effected a name change, and the National Super League club will now be known as Mulembe United Football Club. The statement comes a few days after the World Football Governing Body FIFA lifted the team's transfer ban that was slapped in 2021-2022 season, and the team promised to embark on a recruitment drive. FIFA slapped the NSL side with a ban after the club failed to pay Nigerian striker Junior Adeyafa the sum of 200,000 Kenyan shillings in accrued wages. Elsewhere, Manchester United's dismal start to the new Premier League season continued on Saturday as they lost 3-1 to Brighton for the fourth top-flight game in a row. Former Manchester United striker Danny Welbeck was left unmarked as he swept home the 20th minute opener. After the break, neither Lisandro Martinez or Victor Lindelof reacted quickly enough to intercept Tariq Lamptey's passive pass, allowing Pascal Gross to double the visitors' lead in the 53rd minute. For the first time in 33 years, Man United have lost 3 of their first 5 league games of a season, with the Old Trafford defeat ending a run of 20 games unbeaten at home in the Premier League. The result sees Eric Ten Hag's side drop into 12th place with 6 points. Meanwhile, Brighton jump into 3rd after a 4th win in their opening 5 league games this season, boosting them further ahead of the first Europa League game on Thursday. Well, quite a difference right there for Vihiga United, who plan on changing their name to Mulembe United FC, perhaps to achieve what they say a revamp for the team. But aside from that as well, what happened to the Red Devils after they lost yet again to Brighton with 3-1? So that and much more, of course, have happened this evening in the world of sports, particularly in the English Premier League. But be sure to stay tuned to EBN News Sports News tomorrow, as they will also be updating you on other subsequent matches that will be played. But for now, my name is Cynthia Nanjala. I'd love to wish you a fantastic Sunday ahead. Blessed evening.